Hey everybody, welcome to the weekly Magic News Update for May 7th, 2017 on the Mana Leek. I'm John as always, and it was a slightly slow week. I thought it was a big news week, but it was really basically one story that outraged the internet this week. But let's take a look at a couple of little fluffier news stories before we get to that big one. A couple posted on Reddit this week that they had just recently gotten into Magic and they didn't quite know all the mechanics, but they wanted a really cool battlefield, and they posted the battlefield that they made, and it looks awesome. The Exile Zone is a little island off to the side with palm trees and rocks, and there's water for the separation of the battlefields. The lands go in the back, as they should, Riley. That's just a local player who plays lands in front like a jerk. Yeah. It's a really cool little battlefield, just a fun little piece. I love that people can have fun with Magic, because it's a game. It's not an investment. It's not a lifestyle. It's a game. Have fun. Have fun like this couple here. Up next was something totally out of left field and probably under the umbrella of Magic Digital Next. You can now play as various planeswalkers in Minecraft. Of all things, there are Minecraft skins. You can be Hazoret, you can be Dovin Bond, you can be Saheeli Rai, Tezzeret, Tamiyo, Nicol Bolas, Nissa, Liliana, Ajani, Avacyn, Gideon, Emrakul. You can even be Jace and Chandra, as well as this person. Who is this person? We don't know. We have no real idea who this is, but he or she does look rather Amonkhet, and in fact even looks a little bit like Samut. Now Samut, you may or may not recall, was actually originally, the art anyway, was spoiled by the artist with the title Planeswalker. So it could entirely be possible that Samut is going to have her spark ignite, and she's going to be the Amonkhet Planeswalker. Now, we do have other non-planeswalkers in this skins pack. Avacyn, of course, is not a planeswalker and is dead. Hazoret presumably cannot walk the planes. Emrakul technically walks the planes, but isn't exactly a planeswalker. Yeah, so who knows? Samut might just be a character here, or this might be a little bit of another hint that she's going to be a planeswalker in the next set. Now, let's tackle the big story of the week. MTGO Commander, which I totally forgot about. Completely forgot I was actually excited about this. MTGO is going to be having 1v1 Commander Leagues starting, I believe, this Wednesday. And they're going to have their own ban list, which is amazing because 1v1 Commander sucks if Sol Ring is allowed and various other cards. Cards that are very overpowered, but in multiplayer, immediately put a bullseye on you. If you play turn 1 Sol Ring, guess who's going to get attacked, disenchanted, naturalized, etc. as soon as possible. That doesn't work in 1v1. If your opponent doesn't have an immediate answer, you run over them. I believe the data was actually done by Dual Commander, and it was something like 95% of the time, the person who played a turn 1 Sol Ring won the game. And that's a problem. So, Sol Ring is banned, as is various kinds of fast mana, all of the Moxes, Gaia's Cradle, just all the various stupidly broken fast mana stuff is banned. Various combo enablers are banned, things like Food Chain, Gifts on Given, Protean Hulk, Survival of the Fittest, the things that do really excruciatingly powerful combos, especially in a less interactive format like 1v1, are banned. Certain oppressive commanders are banned. Braids, of course, Derivi, Edric, Aereo, Grizzlebrand, etc. Just things that take over the game as a commander. And there's some other various bans. The rest of the power, Time Walk, Mind Twist, or Mind Twist isn't power, sorry. I was thinking of Time Twister. Serra Ascendant, all kinds of stuff like this. Because, of course, Serra Ascendant, you can cast as a 1/1 lifelink, a 6/6 lifelink flyer for 1 mana, which is pretty broken. And then there's some bans that were done for multiplayer because this is a shared ban list. This was the ban list for 1v1 and multiplayer going forward. We'll get to that in a second. The event details, these work just like the sealed leagues, modern leagues, etc. There are 8 event tickets or 80 play points to enter. You play 5 matches. With 5 wins, you get 80 play points and 8 treasure chests. 4 wins, 3 wins, both 80 play points. 4 or 1 treasure chests. 2 wins, you get 40 play points. So if you go 2 and 3, you get half your event entry back. 1 win, you get 20. And if you just absolutely scrub out, you still get an eighth of your entry back with 10 play points. There is also 2-player multiplayer queues that are the usual 2 event or 20 play points. I'm really excited by these. I don't care for multiplayer Commander, and the problem there is I'm often very heavily targeted simply by being, one of the better Magic players around locally, and that results in horrible games. I've had that happen in Conspiracy quite a lot, so I'm just not a fan of the politics part of it. But 1v1 Commander I love, so I'm very excited that I'm going to be able to play it in an official, prized, people aren't going to drop the second they don't draw the card that they don't like, etc. Ways on Magic Online. So I'm excited by this. However, the blanket bans for all formats raised some significant outrage on the internet because, of course, suddenly people who loved playing 4-player Commander online were not going to be able to use Sol Ring and Gaia's Cradle and certain commanders that they really liked that weren't banned using the paper multiplayer banned list. Now, as usual, I can absolutely see this from both sides. I can absolutely see this from Wizards' side. Yes, if you look at the internet, it sounds like everybody and their brother and their brother's cousin plays multiplayer Commander online 24 hours a day. The fact of the matter is they absolutely do not. Multiplayer Commander is not great online. It's a good way to test decks. There are, of course, people who just don't have the local scene, and that's great for them, but it is nowhere near as popular as people are making you think it is. And so I can definitely see how Wizards looked at this and said, well, if we do this, it's not going to be that big of a deal. A fraction of our user base actually uses this. But with that being said, I can't imagine the resources would have been that much extra to be able to have 2 different formats. It should be relatively simple. We at one point, I'm not sure if it's even still in there, had like 12 different formats available, including Kaleidoscope and 100-card Singleton and Tribal Wars and all kinds of things that had their own little ban list. So I don't honestly believe that it was that big of a deal to split this ban list, but I can see the reason to not spend any resources on it because I don't believe the hyperbole that was out there on the internet. But as it certainly wasn't that many extra resources, and as there was enough outrage on the internet, Wizards did, a couple of days later, update this to say that on July 15th, with the deployment of Hour of Devastation, which will be the next big revision of Magic Online, they've actually really kind of gotten away from the weekly maintenance. I think it's almost monthly maintenance now that they do. So July 5th, they are going to split the format again. They are going to have 1v1 Commander with this ban list, which is going to, I forgot to mention this, is going to be very dynamic. It's going to be a very living ban list. So, if after a couple of weeks, a certain card is super oppressive, they might ban it. So, don't invest in this format. Don't ever invest in Magic, ever. I will never stop repeating that. But yeah, it looks like a really fun format. But they're then going to split out and also have the multiplayer ban list, which will follow as closely as they can the paper ban list. Now, I'm not even going to dive into all of the BS conspiracy theories about what was going on here and how they're looking to kill off paper Commander and blah, blah, blah. Don't believe conspiracy theories, guys. Don't buy into it. Don't repeat it. Don't retweet it, etc. Use facts. Use common sense. Anyways, I'm super excited for these leagues. You will probably see 1v1 Commander content at some point. I'm going to have to see how expensive decks are. That's really the thing that's keeping me kind of out of playing Constructed at the moment for the channel is, I don't want to be the channel that plays Modern Tron and only Modern Tron week in, week out. I want to explore different decks, and that's going to, of course, require investment from my part to actually have those decks. And the channel's not quite there. We're not making the millions yet. We're not Tolarian Community College, though he's certainly not making millions either. Yeah, but there will be some sort of content, I'm sure, in the future. Let me know in the comments down below. What do you think of Commander 1v1 on MTGO? Are you excited for these leagues? Are you going to get into them? Let me know what you think of the Minecraft skins. Do you play Minecraft? Is this cool? Do you use skins? I play Minecraft here and there. By the way, it's super fun in VR. But I've never actually used a skin ever. I've always just been Steve? Is that his name? Whatever the default character's name is. Let me know in the comments down below whatever you want to tell me for this week. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can find me on Twitter at TheManaLeek. That's L-E-E-K, like the vegetable, not the card. You can also find me at Facebook.com/TheManaLeek, Twitch.tv/TheManaLeek, where I think I'm going to start streaming a little more, and it might not always be Magic. In fact, if you're still sticking around, let me also know in the comments below what you think about me streaming other games than Magic that could include all PC games of all kinds. I tend towards strategy games or simulation games. I do play first-person shooters here and there, Overwatch, etc. Let me know if you'd actually watch me play those games. It will never cut away from Magic content. It will just be additional stuff. Anyways, let me know down there. And you can also find me at patreon.com/TheManaLeek. Got some new patrons. I'm nearing or at 20 backers now, which is amazing. Thank you to everybody there. And if you want to get in on that, if you want to see if there's a draft sponsor slot open, if you want to work your way towards earning one of the ManaLeek playmats, if you just want to sponsor someone you like, let me know at patreon.com/ManaLeek. As always, click that thumbs up button if you like the content. Click subscribe if you want to see more. And if you do have any questions, comments, or suggestions, let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you all next time.